Yo, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, Salvation's Elite. We are back with another video, guys. And man, finally, I'm back. I've been sick like all this weekend. And then, of course, while I'm sick, I missed some hot fire going down on the Twitter timelines. As you guys can see from the title of this video, we're talking about the biggest dispute of the year when it comes to pros versus pros and the meta of Call of Duty and the GA list specifically. For those of you who are new around here, the GA's list is gentleman's agreement. Basically, they're items or things that the pros think are unfair or create for a not competitive play style, and so the pros decide to ban them between each other, even though it's not specifically in the competitive CoD rule set. That's what we've been going through the past few weeks, with pros deciding what's GA'd, what's not GA'd, what maps are being played, what maps aren't being played. And so basically, regardless of what the competitive rule set is, the pros create their own rule set and then play off of that, and that's how basically everything goes down. So right now, there's a pretty hefty GA list. If you guys are seeing it right here, this is what we got. We got no suppressors, no mounting, no streaks, no hardline, no ghillie suits, no lasers, no thermals, and only one smoke per team in respawn, and only 2 trophies per team in respawn. So it's a pretty big list, and the biggest debate recently has been just exploding on Twitter. Like, legitimately, every pro is talking about it and giving his opinion, and the whole community has their opinion on this issue. So what went down is that pros finally discovered how the slide canceling mechanic actually works in this game. And so if you guys didn't know already, there's a way to slide cancel in this game that people have actually known about for a while now, but it hasn't been like very widely spread because it's kind of weird to do. It's a weird combination, and it can feel kind of glitchy because it's not supposed to actually be a slide cancel. And so Attach made a whole on video about it a few days ago, explaining what it actually is and how to actually do it and why it's so good. And the pros since then have had a big debate about whether or not it should be allowed. It didn't really start with Attach, kind of all the pros started talking about it at the same time. And what we found out is that Empire actually knew about this for a while now, and they've been hiding it from everybody, trying to have a leg up in these scrims and whatnot. And so that really pissed off a lot of pros, and so some teams knew about it, some teams didn't know about it, and they weren't telling each other because of the competitive advantage. Even though we're not even in league play at this point, we're not even in the Call of Duty League at this point. So why were they hiding it? I don't know. I don't know, because what they should have been doing is telling the devs about this and trying to get this fixed this whole time. But instead, they've been trying to hide it to get this advantage inside of scrims, which is just stupid. So the whole debate is to whether or not this movement or this glitch should be banned. And so I guess I wanted to show you guys what it actually is at this point. So here's a clip from Attach's video showing exactly what it is and what it looks like and why it's so good and so broken.
Now slide cancel to show my viewers what it looks like. Oh, look at that. Let's see this kill cam. Let's see what it looks like on his perspective. All right, now do it one more time. Meet at the square and do it behind the square. Like
behind the
I'll be out in the middle by the crates. I'm right here.
Okay.
Then yeah, go back there. So yeah, right there. Like if someone pops up like that, it's chalk, bro. There's no way you're killing them unless you are pre-firing them and know they're there. Like if someone's doing this without you knowing, there's absolutely no way you are killing them.
So yeah, I mean, as you can see, like that clip there, accuracy just pops out of that cover, instantly kills Attach without him having any chance to react whatsoever. It makes it nearly impossible to counter if that person's on a head glitch and does that slide movement. And so in certain situations, it's literally unkillable, and it basically removes the ADS punishment for double sprinting. It's definitely a broken mechanic in the game that should be fixed by Infinity Ward, but knowing them and based off the past for Infinity Ward, it's hard to imagine that they're going to get any type of patch done on this in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks moving into the game, unless they've been working on it behind the scenes and have been waiting to put it out, which is definitely possible. But at this point, the opinions are really split across the community. So there's been some pretty incredible memes and some pretty awesome interactions with all the pros specifically about this topic. And like, what's really annoying about the split is that basically all the really good teams want it to stay the same, and all of the not really good teams want it to be changed. So it feels like everyone's just biased and playing to whatever helps them in the short term. So some pros are really pissed about it. So this was one interaction that went down with Slasher and Clay, and it turned into a meme that popped up on Reddit, which was high quality memes. Clay was subtweeting about Slasher and how Slasher wanted it to get changed. Clay didn't want it changed because, again, Empire's been really good and everyone else hasn't, compared to Empire and like to Faze. Basically, apparently Slasher said that movement lowers the skill gap, which obviously wasn't what he was trying to say. I mean, of course, like faster movement or more increased movement increases the skill gap, but Slasher was saying that like cheesy movements like snaking in IW or this slide cancel head glitch movement is really actually not increasing the skill gap, because it only imbalances the game. It doesn't create a balance in the game that allows players to excel past the skill gap. And so that was the difference. And I mean, Clay was taking him out of context, and you know how Clay is on Twitter, but there were a lot of pros talking about this. Of course, Aches had his take on things and said that it definitely needs to be changed to bring balance to the game and not be a glitchy, stupid move. And so he got into it a little bit with Simp, and I'm not sure what Simp was on with these takes. Like, it came off as kind of arrogant and ego-y, but I'm not sure if Simp just meant that like if it was removed he would still be a good player, because of course if there's some glitchy slide cancel, of course Simp is still going to be a good player. But Aches was definitely right in this scenario, trying to challenge Simp in this aspect, and it just came off as really weird for Simp. And this was another post where you could see accuracy getting real heated inside of this Twitch chat talking about this. He was going at Abezy and Atlanta for supporting the slide cancel. He was getting pissed. He's like, yo, you're a loser, say it with your chest, you know it's broken and you like it because you're good with it. So he was going at it, and it really does show the distaste in the community. And I think, I mean, it really is something that completely changes how this game is played. Because of the 12 hertz servers, it magnifies this problem way bigger than it ever should be. If we had good hertz servers, this wouldn't be nearly as big of a problem, but because of the glitchy movement and how it comes off, every bullet is so important in the 12 hertz servers. And because of how the guide bullets can feel and play, I mean, the slide glitch makes it nearly impossible to kill somebody. When they're able to come out of a super sprint and shoot that quickly, it makes them almost super soldiers, not to mention when you have dead silence stacked on top of that or something else like that, or you bunny hop with it. This was an example of somebody double sprinting, slide cancel, bunny hop. So this is the movement that you get if you're doing that. So you can see it's all kind of really cheesy, and it comes off as not competitive in my opinion. So I mean, we're going to dive into this and talk a lot more about this on the Best of 3 podcast. We're recording that tomorrow, so it'll come out on Thursday. And we'll dive into this topic and really talk about every aspect of how it could affect the competitive play, especially if it's not removed up until CoD Minnesota. But as you guys can see, there's a lot going on here. Drop all your comments down below. I want to see what you guys have to say about it. But of course, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But as always, drop all your comments down below. Let me know what you guys have to say about it, because I want to see what you guys have to say, what your opinions are, and what you think is the best way to go for the CDL. But of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, comment, favorite, subscribe. And as always, I'm your boy, Hackney Yard, and we'll see you next time. I'm out.